And the cool part is by solving people's problems, by adding value to other people's lives, you can then increase the income that's coming into your household. Hey, this is Tim Whalen, creator of Purpose Playbooks. I need to make sure that I'm clear about a few things before we get started.
Yeah.
I am a financial planner, but I will never give investment advice or recommend any investment products in this show or in any other public space.
I'm not talking about that.
Everyone has a different financial situation, and you should never implement any investing strategy, product, or advice without consulting a qualified financial professional.
And I hope you guys feel the same doggone way I feel.
This podcast is purely for educational purposes only. There are more disclosures at the end of the podcast.
What else do you want to know?
Enjoy the show. Welcome to Purpose Podcast. Today, we're talking about economic value. So before we get started, I think it's really important to clarify that there's a difference between all types of value that are provided to society and economic value. So there are lots of professions like teaching and nursing and all sorts of things like that provide a lot of value to our society and don't necessarily get compensated accordingly. So there are a lot of professions like that. There are a lot of good jobs, good things that you can do with your time that don't provide economic value in the sense that you get compensated for them. So I wanted to make sure that that was a caveat, a category right at the very beginning of the podcast, because we are going to be talking about economic value, and I don't want it to get confused with the fact that not all value is economic. So that being said, when you look at your life and you're trying to figure out your purpose for your money, you discover it, and you start thinking, for what I want to do and what my purpose is, our household could really use some additional income. One of the really cool things about a capitalist society, a capitalist economy, is that one of the thought processes that you can go through as you're trying to figure out how to bring in additional income is, what way can I add value to the world? What kind of problems can I solve? And the cool part is by solving people's problems, by adding value to other people's lives, you can then increase the income that's coming into your household. So start to think about that. What are the things that you are talented at? What are the things that you have skills in? What types of areas are you passionate about that actually help to solve people's problems? So I think about one of the Instagram influencers that my wife follows. She's got this program where she helps people to figure out what their colors are. So it doesn't always have to be something that's life or death, but essentially she goes through the process of helping people to see what colors look good on them. And the result is that people end up having a lot more confidence about what they're wearing and how they're presenting themselves. And so this gal created Colorful. She has created a business that solves a problem that people have, and people love going through her consultations. So I like this idea of being able to figure out what are the things that you're passionate about, what are the things that you have skills with, and how can you use those things to solve people's problems and add economic value to the world. And so I would challenge you to think about those things, especially if you're in a position where you're saying, given my purpose, our household needs to bring in more income. How can we do that in a way that is really life-giving and energizing? The opinions and views expressed here are for informational purposes only. This material is educational in nature and should not be deemed as a solicitation of any specific product or service. All investments involve risk and a potential loss of principal. We don't provide legal, accounting, or tax advice, but happily coordinate our services and work together with our clients' professional advisors. For specific assistance, the services of an appropriate professional should be sought. Securities offered through the ON Equity Sales Company, member FINRA SIPC, One Way Financial, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45242. Phone number 513-794-6794. Investment advisory services offered through ON Investment Management Company.